What's up, everybody? If you are watching this means you have officially tapped into the Not Very Mature podcast, or as I like to say, never mind mature. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this, but do me a huge favor. Listen, like the video, comment, subscribe, join the community, bro. Here at Maturity Productions, where I'm bringing y'all films, I'm bringing y'all music, I'm bringing y'all videos, I'm bringing y'all series, and now, oh my goodness, I'm bringing you podcasts. What else could you ask for?
More.
So, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. But also, listen, if you are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any podcast platform that you use, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating if you're on Apple. Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Show some love to the podcast if you like this at the end. Let me know that you feeling what I'm feeling, that we on the same page. You picking up what I'm putting down. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Now, I also got to take a quick moment to shout out my sponsor, Yagtown. Don't back down.
This motherfucker don't miss.
At all. You hear what I'm saying? Shout out to Sean P, man, the Yagtown Don't Back Down clothing store and the clothing brand. You see it behind me. You see it behind me. Listen, I didn't pay for the sweatshirt. I didn't pay for the t-shirt. I didn't pay for hoodies. I didn't pay for multicolor shirts. I didn't pay for multicolor sweatshirts. Hold up. There we go. Okay, listen, I'm like, I know my sound thing just didn't fry me like that. But listen, we have been partners for a while, man. I have supported the brand. He has supported my brand. And so I just want to give him some love, man, and shout him out for allowing me to be able to host the podcast here in the Yagtown on Back Down store. So shout out to him, man. And then shout out to some of my other affiliates, man. Overdope Production. Shout out to them. So let's get into our show. Let's not waste no time. Let's make this an easy transition, okay? Because you know your boy.
This motherfucker don't miss.
I don't when I do things. It's automatic wins. You hear me? So let's talk about something that I recently accomplished, man. I recently put out a movie, House of Tea, which is available on YouTube, okay? It is on the Maturity Productions channel, like I told y'all. And listen, this is all I've heard from people.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's all we've been hearing. The comments, the reviews, the views, the likes, the shares. It's pretty clear.
This motherfucker don't miss.
Don't. Just did a whole movie. We started off, this whole journey has been interesting because I started off in 2020 when I did the Die For This series. And it was in the height of COVID, and it was kind of like an opportunity to do something like that I hadn't done before. I'm a music artist by nature. In my heart, I'm a music artist, and so switching over into films, because obviously I couldn't perform nowhere as an artist with COVID. So I just got to work. And was like, how do we transition? How do we adapt? How can I still be a creative and make something work? And we ended up doing the Die For This series, season 1. And then by popular demand, because people realized
this motherfucker don't miss,
I went ahead and just hit them with season 2, right? And season 2 was bigger in scale. It was bigger in cast. It was bigger in ideas. We had to make a lot of pivot and changes. We had an unfortunate loss. My dear friend and forever star, Tay, who was the lead character, Devin, in Die For This. And listen, when he passed away at the beginning of production, I was just like, bruh, what am I supposed to do? I just lost my lead actor. I just lost, and listen, the T'Challa thing. Oh, add me to the list, bruh. Add me to the list because I didn't know what to do without my my lead, without my lead actor. I didn't know how to take the direction of the show. I didn't know how to move forward. But after I took some time, I really sat down with my thoughts. I really sat down with a way that we could do the show that would honor him, that would also move the story forward and leave something else to be desired. And when the season came out, season two of Daffodus, that's when I realized,
Hey, that's pretty good.
because we ended up hitting 66,000 views on season two. Season one went up. The views on that went up extremely high, which then led to me working on House of Tea, which is my first feature film, featuring four amazing ladies: Brittany Medlock, Jess Wright, Jade Boston, and Rochelle Stevens. So shout out to you ladies for like just coming in and being the quintessential stars of today, because they came through and they really shined, man. And hold on, got the glasses, got my eyes just to, you know what I'm saying. So super dope that the ladies came through and they just showed out in the movie. Um, it's a lot of drama. It's a lot of twist. It's a lot of I want to say action, but at the same time, I don't want people watching it and then being like, ain't no action in this goddamn movie. But there is some action in it, man. There's some action in this movie, okay? And there is a lot of storytelling that's like, I think, interesting and very good. And once you watch it, you'll feel like everybody else.
This motherfucker don't miss.
So, uh, House of Tea, go check it out. Maturity Productions YouTube channel. Go and immerse yourself in this movie. It's a nice, I say roughly around hour and 40, maybe 2 hour movie. You know what I'm saying? And show love to all the actors, the um, the staff, which was me. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love, man. Go ahead and like it, share it, tell somebody about it, bro. House of Tea, you don't want to miss it. But let's move on to something else. I am currently getting ready for 2024. 2024 is like around the corner. I think everybody has this kind of like wrapping up of the year. Everybody's kind of getting ready to transition. It's kind of weird because you still have December and 30 days, but people kind of just be like, January. Like everybody's just focused like to get ready to January and start a whole new fresh 365. And for me, I think what I'm trying to get ready to do in 2024, and listen, I would love to hear you guys' goals for 2024. You got some resolutions, some goals, some plans, some ideas, you know what I'm saying? Drop them in the comments, man. I want to know what you guys are focusing on. But for me, um, I think what I'm more so looking forward to in 2024 is trying to take everything that I've been working on the last few years and trying to really maximize and capitalize on it next year. Right? So I've shot in the series, I've shot in a show, I mean a movie. I've put out albums this year. I put out mixtapes this year. And what I want to do, and now we got the podcast, right? And so now what I want to do is try to capitalize on all of it by making it bigger. Trying to really invest in, put myself in a position to win. I think this is why we ended up having the podcast, right? And I ended up really investing in the equipment that I needed to make it happen, because I've always done podcasts. If anybody's been following me, I've been doing podcasts since 2016 when I had the Mature Only podcast, and I had the Face Off Fridays podcast with my homeboy Prestige, which we rebranded as the Hit Your Finisher podcast. And so everything has kind of, I've had some start and some stops, just because I think, like anybody trying to figure things out, you're always kind of taking a step and then realize, I got to go back a couple steps and do this. And then you come back and then you're like, I forgot about this. So you take a couple steps back and then you take one forward. You're like, you know what? I should have did this. And it's kind of like you kind of get further each and every step. And sometimes, there are people who say, well, if you if you plan it correctly, right, you should be able to just keep taking steps. But I think the journey of it all allows you to recognize, hey, I have to figure this out as I go. Or else you can get stuck in a planning stage for so long that either A, you become unmotivated, or B, you start to realize that um, it's a lot more bigger of a task and you kind of become intimidated by the goal. And so for me, I try to just be like, well, let me just start, right? Let me start with something, whether I have everything or I don't have everything, and just let me see what I'm capable of. Let me see what it takes to get there, and then I can decide as I'm doing it. Oh, you know what? I'm good, or hey, you know what? I think I can find another way to accomplish this and not have to uh, do it this way. I can find my own unique way of doing things, and I think that's important in your self discovery journey. So for me in 2024, I'm trying to take all these steps that I've made and all these accomplishments and all these victories and W's, and then try to use them to catapult me into another higher level of creativity, another level of outreach, and being able to connect with more of a fan base and build a bigger platform that I've built already. I've built a really strong platform with Maturity Productions, and I think I can really take it to that next level um, in 2024. So I'm excited to see what you guys got going on. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might have some BBLs on the table next year, right? About to go from pancake to waffle. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably got some career goals, huh? Wifey goals, couple goals. Maybe some of y'all got some hairlines you ready to bring back. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably got some I don't even know. Shoot, at this point, most people's goals that I do be hearing sometimes, they be a little bit no, they be a little bit off. They be a little bit off. They be a little bit off. But whatever your goal is, man, I think one of the things you should think about is, do will this make you happy, right? Will this make you happy? Will it make you feel satisfied mentally, right? Do you feel challenged mentally? Because I think anything that challenges you mentally is good for you, right? Because you're learning. It means you're stimulating your mind. Does it make you happy? Does it make you feel complete at the end of the day? Do you feel like your life has purpose? And then, hey, do it make the money? Do it make that bread? Sheesh, get that money. So those are my goals, man. I also have a EP that's coming out at the end of this year. It's called What Remains. It'd be like tongue twisting, but it's only two words. What Remains is a mixtape that I'm getting ready to drop on the 31st, going into the new year, and it's essentially a mixtape of a collective of songs that didn't really make it on certain other stuff, right? So I dropped the Beautiful Unknown Journey, EP for my daughter. I dropped the Return of Excellence. I dropped Puppy Love. I dropped Vile. Um, and so these are the songs that didn't make my album. They didn't make my EPs. They didn't make my mixtapes. And so now they're their own mixtape, right? It's a quintessential uh, project full of throwaways, right? But I feel like I still wanted to offer them to my fans because people really enjoy my music, and there are a lot of songs that are experimental songs on there, right? There are vibes on there that I've tried, or sounds that I tried, beats that I was really into. So it's really like a just these were songs that I were testing. I was getting a feel for things, and I was able to just put them together and say, hey, here's like a last of the year kind of thing, because as artists, we work on music throughout the entire year. right? Even if we're putting out projects, we still work on music that, um, I guess you can say, like, we still practice songs by making songs. We still practice by making songs. So you see it with like Drake and the dark, demo tapes or whatever. Like the artists are always making music, and so we find songs that are like, oh, this is good, but it's not fitting my project or my album, or it's good, but sometimes I didn't have time to put it out and have a rollout the way I wanted to, so it just sat there, or I started it, but I didn't finish it until later on, a couple months later or a couple weeks later, or and by then I was focused on something else, so it just sat on the shelf. And so this is my way of kind of cleaning the shelf so that I can have a brand new empty shelf full of room for new music, and I won't just be having these songs sitting there kind of, I guess, taking up space in a way, taking up creative space. And so, What Remains drops on January 31st. I mean, January. On December 31st, at the end of the year, going into the new year, man. So I'm excited with that. So, House of Tea, Beautiful Unknown Journey EP is out. The Return to Excellence album is out. The Vile EP is out. Puppy Love EP is out. And now What Remains is out. This has been a strong year for your boy.
This motherfucker don't miss.
So, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and let's jump into our first topic, man. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, the World Heavyweight Championship of podcasts. Yo boy, in the flesh, okay? Mature the Servant, bringing you the Not Very Mature podcast, or as I like to say, never mind mature. But we'll be back after this break. And we are back, man. Again, thank you for being here with me on the Not Very Mature podcast. Let's talk about our first topic of the day, which I like to call Curb Your Stupidity. Yep. Curb Your Stupidity, Kanye West, because we have gotten to a new place, and I'm really tired of this conversation about Kanye West. Recently, Kanye West was in Las Vegas, and he was with a small group, and this is just coming off of his listening party. He had all the celebrities you could think of there, who were either features on the album, stuff like that. He even had his daughter there who had a verse or so. But he goes to Las Vegas. He has this small group, and he goes on this rant where he brings up Jay-Z, he brings up Drake, he brings up all these people. He tells everybody they can't call me crazy. Don't say Ye crazy. Don't say this. And he talks about Donald Trump, and he like Donald. First off, let's get into the rant part of all of this, because Kanye, okay, you upset again about what? What do you have to be upset about? I am sick and tired of Kanye being so upset. And for years now, people have just made excuse after excuse after excuse for this man's insanity, stupidity, and lack of control for his mental health. And people say, oh, well, you got to understand, Kanye's a genius. Kanye's smart.
Bruh.
I don't understand how. How can we watch somebody completely unravel in front of our eyes and we just absolutely do nothing? This is what we do. That's what we do. We sit there and we just listen to crickets because, bro, nobody is willing to really just tell this man, go sit down. Go sit down. You want to make music, go ahead and make music. You want to be famous, be famous. But when you sit here and talk about Adidas, and you like F Adidas, and you say F all these people, F all these companies, F all these brands, But let's talk specifically Adidas, because my man's lost all his Sonic coins. He lost all his Sonic coins with Adidas. We are listening to this man say F Adidas while knowing at the same time this man made so much money with Adidas and had the Yeezys off the shelf.
This motherfucker don't miss.
So how all of a sudden you are mad at them because they dropped you, took all your Sonic coins because you wanted to sit there and have the audacity to make the comments you made. We're not even talking about when we talk about slavery as a choice. We're not even talking about that, because why do anybody need to talk about that, right? We're talking about your anti-Semitic comments, which, don't get me wrong, I completely understand the cancel culture has lost its mind. The cancel culture is way out there with the accusations, right? They love to tear people down instantly. You better not have done nothing in your current life. You better not have done nothing in another life. You better not do nothing in the afterlife. The cancel culture go come for you. But the reality is Kanye ain't saying a lot of good stuff, bro. He not saying a lot of smart, educative things. He's just pointing out how people have attacked him. He's just pointing out how people have left him. He's pointing out how people have abandoned him. But let me ask you this. You ever had that friend that had the real drinking issue or that had the real substance abuse issue? And at first you kind of letting it slide. You like, all right, I'll make sure you get home, or hey, I'll make sure you're smooth. And okay, but when you start to realize this friend is blowing so much money on bottles and blowing so much money on weed and blowing so much money on having a good time, and you like, you ain't got no car, you ain't got no crib, you ain't got, how you, and you want me to keep just hanging around? No, people have grown up. People have elevated. People have moved forward in their lives. And Kanye still want to talk about, well, these people don't like me. These people don't want the Yeezys to sell. Kanye, nobody, who the hell want to buy these expensive ass Yeezys? Who the hell want to wear your out the garbage can clothing? Looking like you in a whole apocalypto time. Like, what are we talking about? Kanye has lost his mind. The same man who stood by Donald Trump wearing the Make America Great hat again, right? We remember that. Everybody was pissed. Pissed off. Then, here goes Kanye, Las Vegas, talking about no more support, Donald Trump. No more support until you free this guy and that guy. What are you talking about? Listen, Kodak Black just went back to jail. You better be asking Trump to free him again. Give him another pardon. That's what you need to be asking for, Ye. It's kind of like Ye has this world bubble that he lives in, and he's like, I'm God's chosen. And hey, listen, anybody who knows me knows I love me some Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I love me some Jesus Christ. But I tell you what, Kanye, it's getting kind of hard to keep listening to you mesh Jesus and your insanity, half stupidity, and merge it together, and then trying to make it seem like, oh, yeah, I'm intelligently speaking from the gospel. As Stone Cold would politely say from time to time,
Shots fired! Shots fired!
And this is my other problem. And listen, don't get me wrong. I think Kanye is musically a genius, right? My next project that I'm working on, my next album, is called Don Dada. It is a straight correlation to Donda, right? Because Donda was his mom, and I wrote Don Dada because that actually stands for the father of us all, right? So he talk about his mother, I'm talking about the father, right? Okay, cool. The sounds that I use, the music that it all has that Kanye feel to it. I'm not knocking his musical genius. But what I am recognizing is that his musical genius has nothing to do with the words that come out of his mouth exactly right after that, though. If he's not talking music, the moment he starts talking about real life, you start realizing this man is living inside of a video game.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Listen, Kanye, I love you, brother. Love you to death. I think a lot of people have given up on Kanye West. I think a lot of people have thrown Kanye West to the wolves. But I also recognize that the man needs serious help. And as long as we keep trying to make excuses, and as long as we keep trying to overlook what is clearly mental health breakdowns, what is clearly outlashing comments that he makes, and people aren't just saying, listen, we're gonna stop and we're gonna stop buying your music. We're gonna stop supporting you and coming to these shows. We're gonna stop this until you actually get some help. Then we won't have to see the self-destruction of Kanye West at its highest. Because right now we're watching the self-destruction of Kanye West. But it hasn't hit its peak. Oh, no. It has not hit its peak. I don't think this is the peak of Kanye West's self-destruction. No. We are on the incline. We on the up and up. But we ain't hit the mountaintop yet. We ain't reached Mount Olympus. Okay? Shout out to Big Crit. We ain't hit Mount Olympus. We ain't even gotten to the cream of the crop with his self-destruction. But I think what we are seeing is a slow, steady roller coaster incline going up. And when he hits that peak, there's only one way, and that is down. And when he goes down, if this is barring the fact he gets no help, he doesn't come to his senses. When he goes down, then we are going to see the social media outcry of help Kanye, pray for Kanye. And I'm be honest, if you ain't praying for him now, don't pray for him later.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Moving on, we about to go ahead and get into our next subject, our next topic here on the Not Very Mature podcast. I want to talk about something that I saw on social media. And I am terming this segment as the bruh. Come on.
Bruh.
I am appalled at this social media thing the video I seen. Recently, I'm on Facebook scrolling. And you know how I do when you on that scroll. When you scrolling, not strolling. When you scrolling and you come across video clip after video clip after video clip, you kind of start checking out, right? Well, this one woke me right the hell up. And listen, when I got done watching it, as far as thinking of what to talk about on this podcast, I was like,
Hey, that's pretty good.
because this conversation should be funny, right? A man, actually, not even a man, the woman called in or sent in a message or an email or whatever to this show or this podcast, not mine, but I let her slide, sent this in and was asking for help, legit help, for this dilemma she finds herself in, right? Okay, well, what's the dilemma? What's going on with her? Well, she is struggling to understand if she should allow, or was it, first off, let me pause, because I'm trying to, I take this back. I think it was her husband who might have been asking for the help because he wants to know what to do, which, actually, it was the husband, because this is what made me be like, bruh, what you talking about? How do you need help trying to figure this out? This is as clear as day. You don't need help with this, bro. He's called. He sent in a question or asking for help on this podcast because his woman, her ex, is dying. I'm talking about the man is on his way out, okay? And his dying wish is to get it in, have sexual relations, have good times, have a stroll down memory lane. Remember that song, Back Down Memory Lane? That's where he want to go with my man's wife because he died. His last request, baby, hit this one more time.
Bruh.
Ain't no way. And my man's is struggling to know, should he grant his wife permission to go ahead and throw that ad in a circle one more time for a man who's about to die, who happens to be her ex. The only thing he would have been catching,
Shots fired! Shots fired!
straight up, that's all you catching. That's the only thing you getting. You and her, because apparently to him, she already gives this man like massages.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You're done. Both of y'all. Bang, bang. Because, bruh, you telling me you want me to consider you going to a man on his deathbed who, I don't know how long they ain't been together. I'm sure it's probably been a while. I don't know how much they kept in touch, right? So I don't know if they've been in touch this whole time. They've been friends since they broke up, or if he just happened to be reaching out now in his final hour. I don't care if this is you in the final four for the NCAA championship. No, it doesn't matter. You are not about to hit and smash and grab, smash and dash my woman. Like, and I don't care if, listen, now granted, she might have some firebox. She might have some jack in the box, jack out the box type of box. But bruh, the only box you getting is the one you about to be laying in, my G. Ain't no way I'm about to let you get your rocks off, your jollies off, your Jolly Ranchers off with my woman just because you dying, bruh. You know how many dudes have died? And that was not the thing that they got before they died. In prison, they at least let you get a steak or a home cooked meal. I don't know if they let you get some though. That's something I gotta look that up. Can you ask what's the last thing you want to do before you get this lethal injection? Let me go ahead and bust that nut one more time. Let me call up Shannon, tell her I said send in them buns, right? Call up my homegirl Shannon, tell her send in them buns one more time for your mans before I'm out of here. Listen, that's the ultimate mic drop. That is the ultimate mic drop. You talk about leaving this world. When they say you came in this world, you go out this world the same way you came in. That's what he trying to do. He said, I came in naked. I'm trying to go out naked with your girl.
This motherfucker don't miss.
Hey, listen. I'm beyond confused as to who would let they woman. Would you let your woman hit her ex right before he died? I'm just curious. You guys let me know. You please somebody tell me what they thoughts are, because I've seen people on social media. I've seen people talking about it. I've seen some people say, "Hell no." I've seen some people say, "He better call Make-A-Wish." I've seen people saying all type of things. I have not I don't think I've seen one comment for real. At least I didn't take it seriously, but I didn't see a comment for real where somebody was like, come on," like how Boosie was, how Boosie be, "Come on, man, come on." I ain't seen nobody so far seriously say that they would consider it. But if you do consider it, why would you? Why would? And I guess it's I would I really want to understand from her point of view because she's actually open to it. She's actually considered it, and I'm like, why? Cause he your ex? Cause he dying and you like, I want to send him on his way going? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that is gives her this inkling to say like, I want to support him by giving him one last ride? Like, the Undertaker gave out a lot of last rides. Pause. The Undertaker gave out a lot of last rides. And I don't think that's a ride he still would give out in spite of. Listen, this man is literally trying to Michael Jordan himself into the last dance. Like, he is trying his best to one more time. It's never a right time to say goodbye until you start asking for some ass. That's all I. This is the wrong time at that point. But I think that my man's even asking for help, bro. Her man asking what should he do. Oh my God, I don't even want to think what he if he got the advice of, yeah, go ahead. What you go do? You go watch? You go make show? Like, yeah, let me make sure though. Let me make sure he strap up and let me make sure he don't get a happy ending. Like, what are you gonna do if you agree to it? You go watch? You go supervise? You go be on? You gonna be chaperoning this event? What are you gonna do? I listen. Best of luck to him. I know this for a fact. Ain't no way no female is gonna let this happen. Not for her nigga. If a nigga be like, hey, baby, I'm trying to get it in with my ex before I die. She gonna make sure that you die faster. she gonna expedite your death. She gonna hit the express delivery and send you straight to them gates, boy. She go Kevin Gates. She gonna send you straight to them Kevin Gates. Listen, I am I'm confused as to how this is real life. This is when I start thinking that maybe Kanye West is right, and somehow we are inside this video game. Because for him to be questioning if he should let it, his woman to be questioning if she should do it, and for this nigga to have the balls to ask to even do it, listen,
Bruh.
crazy. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. But guys, we are gonna go ahead and come right back. We are about to go ahead and take a break, and what we go do with this break is we go actually tap in with some music, man. So listen, if you are listening to the audio version, you are going to be able to hear exclusive music. You're going to be able to hear sound music from independent artists, music from myself. But if you're watching this on YouTube, then you're only going to get the podcast because YouTube they're a part of that cancel culture. They go copyright the mess out of you. Even if it's yours, they're going to be like, So, for the sake of just keeping everything a buck, if you are listening to the audio version, enjoy this song. It is called Living a Lie. It is a song that I put out on my mixtape last year called The Lost Kings mixtape. And if you are watching this video, then I will catch you back after this commercial break. Peace. And we are back for the conclusion of the not very mature podcast, or as I like to say, never mind mature. listen, this is the one thing I want to leave you guys with. This is kind of like my third topic, but it's also really my closer, man. Um, I've learned over, man, I'd say the last 6, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? That as a creative, as somebody who works tirelessly, anyone who knows me knows how hard I work, how much I work, how much I'm committed to the grind, the passion of it all. Um, as you heard me say, I put out music, I put out movies, I put out series, I put out podcasts. I'm working on a book next year. In 2024, that's another goal of mine. I do a lot, right? I do a lot. I do more than the average person, right? Most people, might have, one or maybe two kind of interest or things that they do, and I multiply it by goddamn six.
Motherfucker, don't miss. Don't.
So I want to encourage people that a lot of times on this journey of being a creative, being an entrepreneur, being somebody who's just chasing a dream, right? You waking up and you know that you're going after something, whether it's a degree, right? Your education, whether it's a career position, whether you're trying to get them ducats, um, you have to know for yourself that there are going to be times when the only support you're going to have is you, right? And it's easy to do the Kanye West thing, right? It's easy to point the finger and say, these people don't support me. These people ain't got my back. These people ain't sharing my posts. These people ain't liking my status. These people not commenting on my video or whatever it is that you putting out into the world. It's easy to say that because in that complaining, in that yelling out, whining, in that frustration, right? It's easy to be justified because, as they say, the proof is in the pudding, right? But it is no one's obligation to support something that belongs to just you, right? This podcast that you're either listening to or watching, this is my thing here, right? This is my vision. But nobody has to support that. Not if it belongs to me. I can't be frustrated that people don't see my vision. I can't be frustrated that people don't believe in my vision. I can't be frustrated that, or I take that back. I think there's room to be frustrated, right? I think because there's an expectation of people that we have. But to be frustrated and then go on tirades of social media posts and tirades of making videos about it and rants and let me tell you how. It's unnecessary because who owes you that? Who signed a contractual obligation to pander to the stuff you put out? Sometimes you have to think, is this even good? Sometimes you got to think, am I even good at what I'm trying to put out? Am I do I offer anything that people ain't seen, or do I offer any kind of new look or fresh perspective on what I'm doing? Or am I just simply regurgitating what everybody else is doing and then saying, well, why don't nobody want to watch or support or listen to my music? Because your music sounds like everybody else's. Because there's no authenticity to your music. There's no originality to your music. There's no inspiration inside your music. There's nothing that people can connect to. They just hear you doing what everybody else is doing. They see you performing or entertaining like everybody else is doing. And the reality is, the hard cold, stone cold truth is, right? Is that if you focused more on putting out better content, if you focused more on writing real better music, if you focused more on trying to be your best self when you present yourself, then the people who really connect with you will be the ones watching, and not you just wanting people to watch so you can say, I had 300 views.
Fired! Shots fired! Fired!
Because is it really the goal to have 1,000 views or 1,000,000 views if no one really cares? Or would you rather have 25 solid views of people who cared enough about your stuff? See, a lot of times people are trying to play the numbers game. They want the numbers so that they can boost their egos, so that they can feel good. But no one owes you that support. Sometimes you have to support yourself. There are times when I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I still gotta go, I didn't work the shift and now I gotta go film a scene, or I didn't did this, that, and the other, and nobody's gonna get up and applaud and pat me on the back but me sometimes. There are times when I have to stay up late editing and putting things together to post, and I might get 10 views. I remember watching season 1 of Die For This when I put it out. Super excited, right? Didn't know who was going to support me, right? But I had, let's say it was 10 episodes, a max of maybe somewhere between 100 to 300, maybe 400 or 500, right? But at the most, at its peak, I should say at its peak, it was around 500. But at its launch, and maybe the first few months of its launch, the episodes capped out at like maybe 1 something, 2 something views. 100, okay, views. And I was through the moon because I knew for a fact I could probably tell you who those 200 some people were, or knew the person who knew one of the 200 people, right? I knew an actor whose mom or friend or cousin watched it or something like that. When we did season 2, we did 66,000 views. I don't know where that came from. But in spite of the 66,000 views, which was a huge win and a huge accomplishment, I was still grateful for when season 1 only had the 200. And when I used to have a video game channel on YouTube, I got even less than that for some videos I would make. I'd make a wrestling video or a gameplay video and get maybe less than 100, get 50, get 60 views. You have to know how to support yourself. You got to know that no one owes you their support. And when people do give you their support, you cherish it, because that means they honestly took time out of their day, their schedule, their life, their ups, their downs, to be a part of what it is that you created. But don't get it confused that when you created what you created, it started off for you first, and only for you. It was given to you. That vision, that dream, that goal, it was given to you first. So it should only matter to you first. and then let it apply elsewhere. Guys, listen. This is the first ever, um, not very mature podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like it. I hope you laughed. I hope you had a conversation, right? Okay, about Kanye West and how crazy of a rant he just went on, especially talking about how Nicki Minaj didn't want to clear the New Body song. She went on Instagram basically and was like,
God sucks!
she was like, get out of here. Or maybe you were thinking you want to have a conversation about my man trying to get some poontang, some what the Rock used to call it. He trying to give out some strudel. He trying to give out the people's strudel one more time, and clearly her man's need to be saying
God sucks!
sound pad tripping. Or maybe you need to have a conversation or talk about the supporting yourself. Listen, whatever it is, have it in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. What you guys got going on for 2024? I want to hear your thoughts on these topics. I want to engage with you guys. I enjoy the back and forth, hearing people's perspectives. I love the funniness it brings, the awareness it brings sometimes in certain points. So let's chop it up in the comments. Or if you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review and a 5 stars. But shoot me an email with your thoughts. Shoot an email over to maturetheservant@gmail.com. Make sure you label it podcast, reply, or conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I know that we can bring it up on the show. You know what I'm saying? I take some live comments on here. You know what I'm saying? I read them off. I read them off. If you got something you want to talk about, maybe it's something that you seen on social media, you want me to talk about it, send it to maturetheservant@gmail. I need some topics. Send that thing on over. I'm gonna discuss it. We go have some laughs. Cause one thing for sure is with this podcast,
Motherfucker, don't miss.
don't miss at all. But guys, it's your boy Mature the Servant. Shout out to Yaktown Don't Back Down Clothing. Shout out to Sean P for allowing me to host this podcast here at the Yaktown Don't Back Down Clothing Store on 18 East Lawrence in Pontiac, Michigan. Shout out to him. He got a shoe drive going, so y'all want to come by, check him out. He got sweatshirts, he got hoodies, he got t-shirts, anything you need to get your apparel game up to par. Go ahead and come in, drop that cha-ching, drop the cha-ching on my mans, and get you a piece of the merch, man. And until then, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Salute.